All right. Can you give us a quick recap of last weekend hosting both St. Francis in Pennsylvania and Penn State?
Yeah, so we were towards the bottom of the conference in terms of our win-loss, which we expected to some degree because we were younger. We didn't know that it'd be this far down, but that's, it's just a part of growing and learning and figuring things out along the way. We lost to St. Francis early in the year, and we know that, we're running out of runway, so to speak. So we got to have some wins to be able to kind of put ourselves in a position to be at playoffs. St. Francis was a big win, and they're a good team. And so for us to come out and beat them in 3, I felt really good about our performance. I thought the guys executed really well. I thought the game plan was followed to a T. And, just playing at home and being comfortable, those are all things that matter. So real happy about that. I like the momentum that we carried into the next day, but I just felt like Penn State put a little bit of pressure on us in places where we weren't ready to go. And that's what good teams do. And Penn State's a really solid team. They're number 2 in the country for a reason. So I thought we could have done a little bit better on some small things, but overall, that was not a match that we had counted on to win in order to move forward. So it didn't hurt us too bad. It gave us some more things that we need to work on, which we took care of this week in practice and get ready for this weekend. So.
What does it mean for you and the program to be able to play in EagleBank Arena?
EagleBank is great for a number of reasons. One is that we get a larger fan base that can come in and be a part of the whole thing. It's a true athletic field house, so it really is nice to have the look and feel of big-time athletics. It sounds different. It feels different. The lighting in there is fantastic. The floor is really good. It's great for recruiting. There's just so many pluses to playing in there. So, in the future moving forward, we'd like to be able to put our bigger matches in there to have more fans, which is great. And I think things like that will happen. But you gotta produce, and if you can't go in there all the time and not win, so it's kind of one of those things where, we want to put good teams in there because we know it'll draw some butts in the seats. But we got to start handling business a little bit more. And I think starting next year, that's going to be a little bit more of a standard, hopefully moving forward.
Who had strong performances this past week, and can you touch on that a little bit?
I thought Omar had really good performances. His hitting numbers is way up there right now. I thought Sam Peters had a good week. I think our libero, Colin Heath, is doing a great job keeping us in system. He's playing good defense. Those are things that we are starting to count on a little bit, which is good, and they're able to reproduce those. I thought Troy McDonald, our setter, is doing a nice job as a true freshman coming in and running our offense. He's learning on the fly, and that's a tough position to be successful at as a true freshman, to come into college and try to be successful at this level. But he's doing a nice job. He's keeping us stable, and he's figuring things out, and the guys are responding well to him, and he's a super competitor, and those are all good things. So, we just keep plugging along.
What things outside of volleyball did the team do in California?
Not much. I mean, I know a lot of people think that, we go on these trips and there's like all these activities planned, or we're going to the beach and we're going to this museum, we're going to hang out here. And really, for the most part, you're on game days, we're doing a lot of scouting report stuff, we're watching video, guys are studying, we have our pregame meals and all those things, then we got travel. So it's not like we have a ton of time outside of that. On the non-game day that we had out there, we had a couple families that wanted to, take the guys out to lunch and out to dinner and get a chance to hang out with the families a little bit, which was nice. And, we got a number of guys from California, so there's a number of families out there that got a chance to see their sons, which is good. And so, we got a little bit of a chance to kind of hang out and do some stuff, but it wasn't like we're out there. It's a business trip. It's not a vacation.
All right. What makes a great libero?
Oh, great libero. So liberos are really known for 2 things, defense and serve receive. And they have to be the ones that in serve receive kind of become the generals of the backcourt. And so we want a libero who's going to be able to take charge, take command, and be a leader, but they got to keep us in system. And those are not easy to do at this level, especially for young guys. There's serves coming at them at a lot faster pace than they're used to. And then when they're playing defense, they've got to be able to read the game really, really well. And that's a skill that Most liberos do exponentially better when they play various types of our sport. So if they play a lot of beach, they play a lot of grass, if they play a lot of mixed co-ed, whatever the case is, they're seeing a lot of things that will help them learn what it looks like at the higher levels, so that when they get here, they kind of know what to expect and what to look for. But again, it's the speed and power and the altitude that the game is played at our level. It takes a little bit of while for them to get used to.
How can I get recruited to play at Mason?
First of all, you got to send a letter to me, or an email to me is probably the best way to do it. I need to see some video if I don't already have you on my list. And then give me a list of all the tournaments you're playing so that I can make a list of things that I got to go watch. But, I try not to spend a lot of time and energy finding one kid that's going to be, a full day of travel to go watch for 2 hours at a high school match. It's usually at tournaments. It's usually at the bigger tournaments. I'll go and I'll get a chance to see a bunch of kids that we're looking at for various reasons. It's just more cost effective that way. We're not located in an area where there's a ton of boys high school in our backyard. So it's just the way that it is. But that's usually the way I start, is send me an email and we take it from there.
Should I go looking for colleges, or should colleges find me recruiting-wise?
That's a really good question. The answer is both. And by that I mean this. If you're playing on a club team or a high school team and you're getting noticed already, they're going to find you. Like, coaches know what they're looking for. And if you're a 15-year-old kid and you're already 6'3" and you're hammering the ball straight down, they're going to find you and they know how to get a hold of you. But you also need to start doing your homework and research and start sending out some letters and emails to coaches at a younger age. So at the age of 14, 15, there's nothing wrong with sending a letter and email to a coach and saying, hey, I'm going to be looking at schools in a couple of years, and do you have any camps coming up in the summertime? I'd like to go and do that. It's a great way for a college coach to get to see you, is if you go to the college camp that they have in the summertime. But yeah, it's a combination of both. You want to start sending out those emails and start making some communication happen. And remember that they can't really reach back out to you till after June 15th of your sophomore year. The rules have changed a little bit, but they will reach out if they're interested and if they have a need.
Have you been golfing lately?
No, I have not been golfing lately. It's been too cold, A. And B, I'm kind of in the middle of season. I don't really get a lot of time outside of, the travel and the cold weather to be able to pick and choose when I want to go out and play. But the weather's starting to warm up, and we've been home now for a couple weeks, and maybe in the next few weeks I'll get a chance to go out there and play 9 holes and just kind of get back on the course. But it's season, so I really don't. Luckily, season's in the wintertime, so it's freezing cold anyways, so I'm not missing a ton. But now it's starting to warm up, and I'm starting to miss it a little bit. But I'll get out there soon enough.
What's your favorite pasta dish?
Oh, good question. Ravioli. I love ravioli. I like a good lobster ravioli. Maybe like a braised short rib ravioli is a really good one. I like red sauce when I have raviolis. That's a great question. I haven't heard that one before.
Do you have any pre-match rituals?
We used to do some things. I'll be honest with you, it changes a little bit. This year, we have less time in between our scouting report and our pregame meal, so there isn't as much time to kill, which is nice. We used to have an hour and a half or so in between, and it was the most boring hour and a half that you could ever figure. And the staff would go walk off to go get food at that time because we didn't know what else to do. But now we have, very little time, and so we'll listen to music in my office. We'll chat a little bit. We'll watch some YouTube videos, just anything to kind of kill the time and not be hyper focused on everything. We've already done all the work throughout the course of the week, so we're not trying to cram results in a short amount of time. But yeah, mostly just music and hanging out.
What do you want to see from your team this coming weekend?
I just want to see the level of compete stay high. We're learning how to be resilient, and when you're older and you've been through this a little bit, you kind of understand you're going to get blocked once in a while, you're going to have an unforced error once in a while, you're going to miss a serve once in a while. It's how can you be resilient and come back the next point and focus and get the next point for us. And I think that's been a skill that it's learned. First of all, it's not just inherent. And it comes with experience, and it comes with knowledge of knowing that you put in the time in order to be successful for the next point. So I just want to see our compete level be high and our resiliency be good.
Any last thoughts for Mason Nation?
No, we love seeing you guys out in the stands. So please come on out and get a chance. We're playing NJIT, which is ranked 13th, I think, in the country right now, on Friday at 7 p.m. in the rack. And then Saturday we play St. Francis of Brooklyn, which is at 5 p.m. So we hope to see you guys there. Go Mason.